Hi friends, this is Alok. I'm the founder and CEO of taxmantra.com, and today is a very special day in a sense that today is the last Saturday of our earlier tax regime, the current tax regime, and next Saturday being the 1st of July 2017 would be the first Saturday or the first day of the GST implementation. And I see there are a lot of rumors and panic, especially in the minds of businesses, and with truckload of data and information flowing everywhere with regard to GST, I thought that it is the right time to address and address businesses and tell them that and tell them five key takeaways which they can implement to do rightful implementation of GST for their businesses. So my objective of this video is to give you pointers how you can use those pointers and how do you implement and do right transition from the current tax regime to the new GST tax regime. Let's start. The first thing which we need to understand is the migration to GST. When we say migration to GST, the first thing which comes to our mind is, have we migrated on the platform? Have we submitted our earlier tax registration number, be it service tax, VAT or excise, on the GST portal? And once you do that, the GST portal will give you the provisional GST ID, which will be confirmed later. Again, next week the GST migration process is starting. This is the last opportunity before implementation of GST from 1st of July. So if you have not done the migration, please do the migration starting from this week itself. The second point is very important. Once the GST would come into the picture, how do you is your accounting process and your raising of invoices, the system, how do you raise invoices, how do you account your financial transactions? Are those things already prepared and are ready for GST? What kind of accounting packages are you using, and what kind of how would you raise invoices putting the right GST levy of GST on the invoices starting from 1st of July? So this is the second thing which you need to work on after migrating to the GST platform. The third thing which is very important, there are 4 or 5 points under this topic, under this head, which I want to stress upon. If you are a manufacturer, the first thing you should look to do is do a stock taking of your raw materials, your finished goods, work in progress. If you're a manufacturer, or if you're a trader, your stock as on 30th June, and see what kind of inputs you have on those goods, and document it well. Have invoices against each of those inputs, reconcile, take the stock taking properly, because this step is important when you migrate and when you take this input to the GST regime. So today, if you have a stock wherein you would have paid VAT on that stock, how do you take the VAT input from the current tax regime to the GST regime? So this step is very important. Also, you need to ensure that all the earlier returns, be it the VAT return, excise return, those returns have already been filed. Earlier returns, there are no returns which are pending as of now. And the fifth step is that also do a basic impact of yourself, and to see, based on your business line, based on the product line which you deal with, what was the current tax rate, and what will be the tax rate under the GST regime. So these are the 5 steps you need to take in the third point with regard to the smooth transition in case of manufacturer and trader. Moving forward, in case of service provider, what we need to do, we need to see with that proper invoicing system has been done. We need to see that we have the invoices of all the inputs, because now as a service provider, for example, in my case, till 30th June, since we were not registered under VAT and excise, we were not able to take the inputs of VAT and excise. But if we have any invoices wherein there are VAT or excise, we can actually carry forward that input to the GST regime and get it set off in the future regime. And we need to ensure that all the returns have been filed with all the existing tax department, and also understand the basic. For example, in our case, in legal services, we normally charge 15% 15% service tax, 14% service tax, 0.5% Swachh Bharat, and 0.5% Krishi Kalyan. From 1st of July, our GST rate would be 18%. So do a basic impact of the rates, differential rate on your business. The fourth thing is also, please understand what kind of filings you need to do for the period from July to September, the first quarter under the GST. You know, the government has given some of the relaxation for the GST filings. For example, for the month of GSTR1 for the month of July, earlier it was required to be filed by 10th of August. Now you need to file by 5th of September. For the month of July, the GSTR2, earlier it was required to be filed by 15th of August, but now it needs to be filed by 10th of September. So the government has given some relaxation. Similarly, GSTR3, earlier we had to file by 10th of August. Now we need to file by 15th of September. And there is a new GSTR return just for 2 months. And it is a simple self-declaration return. So GSTR 3B needs to be filed for the month of July by 20th of August. So please note that in the month of July there are no GST returns. The first GST return starts only by 20th of August, when you need to file GSTR 3 for the month of July by 20th of August. Similarly, in the month of August, we were required to file GSTR 1 earlier by 10th of September, but now we need to file by 20th of September. For GSTR 2, earlier we need to file by 15th of September, now by 25th of September. Similarly, GSTR 3 for the month of August, it was required to be filed by 20th September, but now we need to file by 30th of September. So, and again for GSTR 3B needs to be filed for the month of August by 20th of September. But and from month of September, everything comes into the earlier laws, wherein for the month of August we need to file the GSTR by 10th of October. For the month of September, for GSTR2 for the month of September, we need to file by 15th of October, and GSTR3 for the month of September needs to be filed by 20th of October. And there are no GSTR3 starting from the month of September. So for the month of September, so GSTR3 is only for July and August. This is just to give you relaxation, and the government is ensuring they still have the right data in their systems, so that GST can be rightfully implemented. Moving forward, the notification has already come in, wherein for the period of April to June, because earlier service tax, today the service tax filing is for 6 months, so we need to file 2 service tax returns. One from April to September by in the month of October, and from October to March in the month of April. But the government has come up with this notification, which says that for the month of April to June 2017, we need to file the service tax return by 15th of August. One more point which is very important, when we again go back to the stock taking and the earlier invoices, how do you take the inputs of the earlier tax regime? So we need to file GST Tran 1, which is a form which will help you to get the inputs of the earlier tax regime into the GST regime. So once we file the GSTR Tran 1, the earlier tax credit claimed and the earlier tax regime will be transferred to the electronic ledger of the GST portal. So GST Tran 1 needs to be filed by 30th of September for the period of for the earlier period. So these are the filings which we need to do for the period July to September 2017. The fifth point, which is very, very important, and I see that you also need to train your team member who are on the job, who would actually be raising invoices, who would actually be passing the tax entries and accounting entries on the software, or on the system, or on an ERP. I see that as of now only the business heads or the business owners are getting trained, but it is very, very important that we train our complete team, starting from someone who would actually be punching the data, who would be raising the invoices, and then the rightful GST training can be done. And my idea was that I need to address this, so that in the next 5 to 6 days you prepare yourself and see whether you how where do you stand in all these five things, and see how you can take help from a third party if it's required. We are always there to help businesses. If you need our help in any of these things, please feel free to call us or email us, and we will instantly respond to that. Thanks for watching this video, and wishing you all the best on this last Saturday of the current tax regime. And let's hope by next Saturday, when we are in the GST tax regime, we are aware of what are the things which we need to do. Thank you once again.